Storror are, without a doubt, the biggest brand in parkour. The team have made 2 feature films, starred in Hollywood movies, their own shoe, and are even developing their own parkour video game. Storror has shown that in today's age, you can make a full-time income from parkour, which is why today we are diving into the story of Storror's success in the first episode of Parkour Stories. Storror currently consists of 7 team members: Benj Cave, Max Cave, Drew Taylor, Toby Seeger, Joshua Burnett Blake, Callum Powell, and Sasha Powell. I want to do a video on all of these guys individually, but for time purposes, today I'm only going to be focusing on them as a team. The Storror YouTube channel was created on October 10th, 2010 by brothers Benj and Max Cave, using their middle name as the inspiration for the name.
Max and Benj Cave, aka middle name Storror.
That is true.
From what? Where? I've never even heard that word in my life. Or name. Is it a name?
It's a tricky story. Was it like our great uncle was like this really cool man? His name was Storror Cave.
Yeah.
Like his first name was Storror,
okay.
And his last name was Cave, and then from then on, everyone put Storror in the
family
name because
yeah.
he was such a good guy.
At the time, Max, Benj, Drew, and Stephen Whitley were part of a group called Horsham Movement. The Storror YouTube channel was originally only going to have 30 uploads, as it was a place for them to put their throwaway clips whilst working on the bigger Horsham Movement edits. But they enjoyed it so much that they decided to keep going, and it very quickly overtook the Horsham Movement channel. In the early days, Max and Benj would just give the password to the YouTube channel out to anyone to upload their footage, which is why the first 50 episodes on the Storror channel are completely random. I mean, who can forget classics like Destroying Your Mum and Goodbye Kneecaps? As time went on, Max and Benj's friends started getting involved with the Storror channel. This is where Callum, Toby, Sasha, Drew, and Josh would start making regular appearances on the channel as the guys were training together a lot. During this period, Toby Seeger was putting together an insane training video titled We Are Storror, which released on his own personal channel on the 2nd of October 2011. The video mixed intense parkour movement with Toby's movie magic and acted as an announcement for the Storror team, described in the description as a new team of blokes from down south. Storror would go on to make outstanding parkour videos and films, including Malta Cliff Diving in 2011, Storror Summer, Lisbon Has Us Now, and of course episode 100. Storror had a good mix of short, ADD-styled content which was quick, funny and straight to the point, as well as these big cinematic film-styled videos that would attract viewers. Storror's early content reminds me heavily of the early Jackass/CKY videos. The original CKY videos were a mix of skateboarding and funny skits in order to keep the viewer entertained, and this is evident in the early Storror content, with the Brooks series and Storror Summer being some of the standout videos from that period.
Callum Powell, mate! Callum Powell! Callum Powell, mate! Callum Powell! Stay where you are!
This was the start of their YouTube journey, and they would begin travelling to events in the UK and around Europe in order to train and meet new people. With the initial rise of Storror, Max and Benj borrowed £300 from their parents to make the first t-shirt, the Storror S, which they managed to sell and make the money to return to their parents within a week. This would lead Storror to making more interesting pieces of clothing even to this day. This would fund their flights to different countries to train and make films for YouTube. At this time, the guys were working small part-time jobs as cleaners or in supermarkets and really didn't have a lot of money. In the Daily Hustle podcast, they said that they were jumping train barriers and taking other extreme measures in order to carry on pursuing their dream. In 2013, Storror would take the leap and start working on a controversial project that would change parkour for years to come. The film was titled Roof Culture, a project that took the boys over a year to make. The film consisted of Team Storror taking to the UK rooftops and applying what they have learned from years of training at ground level to new heights. The video was an edgy, renegade style of parkour that hadn't really been showcased before. Along with an awesome clothing collection, the film was well received by many within the community, and many practitioners trying to replicate the video style in their own videos. Off the heels of Roof Culture, in 2015, Storror then flew out to Thailand for 6 weeks to make their first feature documentary, titled Storror Supertramps Thailand. This was the first parkour film by Storror that was pay to view. Whilst the film was well received, the step to charge people to view the project wasn't met with the warmest of greetings, as it was something that the community hadn't experienced before. Complete with a film premiere, Storror Supertramps Thailand was the ultimate test for Storror, to see if they could create cinematic films and charge money for them. This is in order to fund their careers in parkour. After the release of Supertramps, Storror would end up getting work with brands such as Nerf and Hyundai, which, in return, would help them get more money into the brand. This would then lead to Storror being able to create more clothing items, which in turn would fund more trips, including a tour around Europe, where they started curating content to backlog to upload to YouTube whilst their next big project came into fruition.
It's the next challenge. We never really put ourselves up against any mega city before.
In 2016, Storror would take their roof culture concept to new heights. The team would spend 6 weeks in 3 Asian megacities, Hong Kong, Tokyo and Seoul, to create their second feature-length documentary, Roof Culture Asia. Storror's time in Asia would not be a pleasant one. After a video Max uploaded to Instagram went super viral, the team had to black out all of their social media accounts to stop the authorities from following their every move. Storror explained this in the film.
There was 4 of us waiting around the corner from the jump while the other team were going there and filming.
I looked left and saw this guy who was really looking at me and then was aware that he was following me. And I sat down and I was like, I think there's a policeman following me. And we kind of looked.
And police started walking towards us and we thought, no way could that be for us. Like, I guess we're all wearing black, but no way would they know that we're in any way connected.
Have you been on roofs? What are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. And we're all kind of denying it until the guy then pulls out his phone and scrolls down the Storror Instagram feed.
And saw a picture of Josh. So they just walked up to Josh and said, look,
this is you, stop telling lies.
To which, of course, Josh couldn't, deny it. It was just a photo of him on his phone.
All of us were like, oh, shit.
They are just so aware of what we're doing. They just fully know.
We just got let go. They have all of our details. They were literally pulling up numerous Instagram feeds.
After returning from the 6-week trip, Toby and Sasha, who are known in the team for being the video creators, would slave away, sacrificing training sessions to work on the film whilst the others went out to focus on making content for YouTube. One video, however, would propel Storror's career even further.
Do you want us to get that?
On October 3rd, 2016, Storror uploaded their first rooftop escape point-of-view video, which went seriously viral. The video at the time of this recording has racked up 111 million views and has been picked up by news outlets such as Unilad. This would lead Storror to reaching an audience that was outside of the parkour niche. With subscribers increasing and new videos dropping every Monday, the team had really cracked the YouTube code, and combined with sales of clothing, they were consistently travelling around the world to shoot content for their YouTube channel. In 2017, Storror also toured the United States, where they would premiere Roof Culture Asia to an American audience. This would lead to weekly uploads of the trip to their YouTube channel, building more interest and some jealousy within the community that some people were beginning to witness Roof Culture Asia. Storror would then go on to premiere Roof Culture Asia in London at a cinema where over 500 people attended, cementing themselves in the parkour community as this powerhouse brand that created awesome films, pushing the authenticity of parkour as a sport and as an industry. It was also later that year, in 2017, where Storror would release their first ever parkour shoe, the Storror 10s. The shoe sold relatively well and they were a great success, but they decided to pull the product after a short run as they discovered some improvements were needed to be made. Winter of 2018, Storror would go on to work on Michael Bay's Netflix film, 6 Underground, performing parkour stunts and helping film sequences. On top of this, the team also travelled to India, which they were quickly deported from due to their rooftop training. In 2019, YouTube decided to pull Storror's ad revenue, claiming their videos were too dangerous.
Sessions. But basically, yeah, we're still demonetised. YouTube. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Blanket wipe of all advertising on our channel 6 months ago now, with no warning. So since then we've made no money from YouTube and we rely solely on our clothing and little bonus jobs to keep doing what we do and make videos for you guys.
It was in this year of 2019 that Storror really pushed their clothing, releasing a functional winter collection inspired by tech wear called Storror Winter Tech. Storror would continue to make weekly content even through the COVID-19 pandemic of 2020 and would eventually get remonetized on YouTube. Right now, Storror are working on their own video game titled Storror's Parkour Pro. The game is currently in development and is due for release in late 2021 to early 2022. So, as of April 2021, that is the story of Storror. Storror showed that even in a sport that is as new as parkour, you can build up a brand and start making money from your passions and hobbies. The drive from the team is really inspiring and they don't look like they're slowing down anytime soon. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, why not leave a suggestion as to what team or individual we should cover on the next episode of Parkour Stories. Thank you for watching and I'll see you soon.